Welcome back. So glad that you joined me. Whether we'd like to admit it or not, all of us have the dream of being in a time and place where we'll never fear again. Now, more often than not, most of us will want to say that we want that in the here and now, and that we should be able to go anywhere, walk anywhere, fly anywhere, you name it, and not have that fear. The sad thing is, this side of eternity, there is going to be that constant fear, that constant trepidation because of everything that's going on. Whether it's something that we see in the news or something because of a neighborhood and the crime, it's there. When was the last time that we actually remembered that God continues to tell us, I'm with you, don't fear. I'm going to go with you through these situations. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we're using common sense in all these situations as well, knowing that we shouldn't be putting ourselves in harm's way. God's with us. He's going to see us through. But what are we doing on our side to make sure that we're constantly remembering this, constantly reminding ourselves, constantly reminding others about where we are in Jesus and what that means to us here and now? We're going to want to push that aside and think of something else rather than actually to get at what this is right now. If we don't have the answer here and now, we're going to have a hard time living life, period. Because every single new moment, every single new generation, the fear and the trepidation continues to grow larger and larger. But even with this, even though this is the case, God continues to come back and remind us time and time and time again that He's with us. We have nothing to fear, just to continue to remember what He continues to do for us. Today's verse that we're taking a look at is found in Isaiah chapter 41, in verse 10. It says this, Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Surely I will help you. Surely I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Right there, the very promise at the very end where God tells us that He's going to uphold us with His righteous right hand. Back in ancient times, the whole concept of the right hand meant that it was coming from someone of authority, someone of power. But right here, when God promises this, every single time that He says something like this, or anytime He says anything, His promise is backed by His name and eternity. You have surety that this is coming through because of what God has promised. Question is, are we actually taking God at His word? Or are we saying, well, that's great, but I don't, you fill in the blank. Now is the time. Now is the time to focus on Him. To say, you have said it, I believe it. Let's go forward together. That's my prayer for each one of us, that we continue to focus on Him. Continue to go forward because the promise He's given us, knowing that this will last through eternity in the ceaseless ages and depths. Thank you again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to study God's Word together. God bless.